Good shot.
Thanks, Audrey. Do you know in class the other day when we talked about the Vita Consecrata? What is that?
Well, it's to be set apart for a holy purpose, and it's also a living memorial of Jesus' way of living and acting.
I understand now. That's not even the right ball, Audrey.
But do you want to know some, examples?
Yeah.
Okay. Some examples would be to live a chaste, poor, and obedient life. And then, do you know how to do that?
How to live a chaste, poor, and obedient life?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have sex, and you give up all your possessions, and you're just obedient to the Lord.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah.
That's pretty... I got some general ideas also that I will...
Go for it.
Alright. So, living out covenant of mutual love and fidelity, communion and mission for God's glory, and the joy of the person consecrated in the salvation of the world.
Wow, yeah. Doesn't that foreshadow the New Testament, or is that later? Have you said that yet? It doesn't foreshadow the New Testament. Just kidding. But what foreshadows the New Testament? The whole, just tell me.
Okay. So in the Old Testament, it says, "But within the people of Israel, God chose one of the 12 tribes, that is Levi, and set it apart for liturgical service."
Oh, I get it. So it foreshadows, the New Testament at the Last Supper, when Jesus took the bread and wine and said, "Do this in memory of me." Correct?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I feel so smart.
And then he also wanted... So that means the apostles were to bear the memory and actions of Christ's life and to transmit them to others.
That sounds really smart.
It really does.
Audrey, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
We need to talk about how we need more priests and more sisters and nuns, because without priests we can't have the sacraments. Who else is supposed to administer them?
Well, that's a really good question.
I think that we need them especially for confession, because without confession people would go insane, because it's good to talk to people about your life and the things that you've done. It's actually very good for your mental health. And the priest is what's the word I'm looking for? Mediator. There you go, mediator between man and God.
Okay, well, I guess I'll look into it, because I really didn't...
You can't be a priest. You're a woman.
Oh!
But that's the way that God and Jesus and everyone intended it to be, because of the tradition in the Bible. All of the apostles were men, none were women.
Okay, well...
But you can be a nun and work in the hospitals and stuff, because that would help a lot.
It's debt, and because we're trillions of dollars in debt right now in the United States.
Yeah, we are in a lot of debt here in the United States, and the nuns used to do all the work in the hospitals for free just because that's their duty. And
now everyone's trying to get a little hubby.
Everyone wants to get married and have kids, and nobody wants to be a nun. They're all too scared to look into it. But yes, we need more of the religious and more men in the priesthood. Good chat.
Agreement.
Bye. Oh God, I think that one was.
So Carlee, what is all this fuss I'm hearing about the miracle of Father Capon?
Well, Father Capon lived out his priesthood exactly like one should live out the priesthood or the religious life by putting others before himself. And he just did a really good job of that. He picked lice out of the men's hair and stole food for them, and always was willing to say Mass for people or say the Rosary for people, and he just really put God and others before himself, which is the way that it should be done.
I heard that, like, his best friend, Dr. Anderson, like, would help him bring soldiers.
Yes.
Or help them on the march and the POW camp also.
Yes.
Alright. I get all the fuss now.
Okay.
Audrey, why are you doing all of this?
I have to do all these things for my husband. I have to clean the house, and I have to get strong and be not fat for him.
Why?
Because it is so he can be happy.
What do you do to make him happy? Why, or what do you do?
I clean the house. I make him chili and other foods.
That is so weird. You are only concerned about pleasing your husband, aren't you? That is so strange. I guess the woman who is married only is concerned about things of the world and things to please her husband, while me, the woman who is unmarried and the virgin, is concerned about things of the Lord, so that I may be holy both in body and spirit.
Wow, I should really not be concerned about, like, cleaning and cooking and all these things for my husband.
It's good to do things for your husband, but also do things for the Lord.
Okay.
Hello, Padre Pio. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good, thank you. Do you want to know about my life?
Yes.
Okay. So I was born in a small town of Italy, small farming town, and I was always very religious, and I had visions from my guardian angel, and Jesus and Mary. And so then I thought just everybody knew these visions, but they didn't. And so at age 15, I was really wanting to be a priest, and so ever since I have been a priest.
Do you think more people should be priests?
Yes, I really think that should happen, because there's not very many people these days becoming priests. They really should, because after you get married and then when you die, you're not even married in heaven, so you might as well just become a priest. But we do still need people to get married.
And what is that red stuff on your hands?
It's a stigmata, as Jesus had on his hands when they nailed him to the cross.
And is it on your feet? Oh, you have socks on. Okay, well, thank you for your time, Padre Pio.
Go in peace. So, Dora, why do you think the religious life, being a nun or a sister, is important?
I think that as women, we need to have people to guide us and be our role models and teach us what to do.
Alright. Why do you think the priesthood is important?
So that we can have someone to administer the sacraments, and if we have any questions about our faith, we have someone to go to.
Okay. Do you know anyone who is thinking about the religious or priesthood life?
Yes, my older sister Judy wants to become a nun.
Okay. What was your reaction to her becoming a nun?
Well, I was kind of sad at first because I feel like I won't get to see her that much, but I'm also really happy for her. She's doing what she thinks is best for herself.
Okay. Why do you think less people are entering the religious and priesthood life?
Probably because they think it looks kind of boring, or maybe they just don't really understand that we're supposed to be doing God's will and not what makes us happy, but like what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay. What do you think people our age can do to promote the religious and consecrated life?
We can have more conversations about it with our friends and invite people to go to Mass with us and not be really afraid of what people think about it.
Alright. And then, have you ever considered the priesthood or the religious life?
Not really. I've been to the convent with my sister a few times, but I never, personally felt like I was supposed to go in.
Alright.